Bring them down here.
Oh, down here?
Yeah. All right. Sorry.
If I remember, I'll bring them down. But if anybody asks, they're up in the lost and found.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Good Night Show. It is a pleasure to be with you all today. We got us a hot topic tonight. A hot topic has brought a lot of attention down here on the Facebook post, so we definitely got to cover that as well. And I have some great people that's going to talk to you all. Both of them are pro trade school, so I'm gonna be the only one with some common sense on here tonight. That's what it seems like, but no, just playing. But they definitely are both pro trade school, and I'm excited to have the conversation. Today I was just thinking, and not only today, last week we had a few conversations about the first thing you should do is, before I even get started, is that you all should share the video because it's a very important video. So, and also I need you all to, thank you. Sorry, but share the video, comment, let people know, because this is going to be a hot topic tonight, and I'm excited to like dive into it. So the first thing I need to do, I had to take a few notes because there was a few things. The first thing I need to do is I clearly need to break down my status because a lot of people were confused about what I said. So let me first clear up the whole situation with you all because a lot of people are confused about what I said. So go back, if you on my page, you can go back to my status and read what I said because clearly y'all wasn't clear. All right, so the way people came at me. All right, let me find it because there's a lot of stuff. All right, I said, if your first suggestion to a black kid from the hood is go to trade school, sorry, but you're a part of the problem. Our youth can succeed in college as well. Like, don't forget the as well part, as well. So clearly, I'm not saying that they cannot succeed in the trade school. I'm saying that stop, like this, there has been this silly, foolish, racist, I would almost say, attempt to tell all the kids in the hood to go. And I gotta, you know what? And I gotta show y'all something. Because when I think about people saying, when I think about people talking about, oh, you're good with your hands, you're good with this, when I think about people talking about that, it's a big thing for me. So I have to show you all first off what I was talking about, because what I think about when I hear people talking about kids should go to trade school. Don't worry about going to college. Like, it's like, for me personally, and I work with a lot of kids, it's like, oh, it's not even an option now to go to college. The option is trade school. Go to trade school. That's how you're going to be successful. And let me tell you what that remind me of. Hold on just a second. I'm going to share my screen. And then, like I said, I have a good number of people on here, 2 people, but it's still a good number, 2 great people I know, and they're going to share with you why they think trade school is great. And I'm going to give them the floor. We're going to have a conversation. But let's start with what I want to show you all. This is what I think about when you all talk about, hey, let's go to trade school because the black people are not good with anything else. So we got to go to the trade school. Let me show you. All right, so share screen. Hopefully y'all can hear this.
We were parceled out, all of us. I truly believe that if ever a state sort of mascot, like a pink poodle. In fact, I got called a nigger so much I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I thought it was my name. They talked about me like I wasn't there, like I was some kind of pedigreed dog or horse, like I was invisible.
The important thing is to be realistic. We all like you here, you know that. But you're a nigger, and a lawyer is no realistic goal for a nigger.
But why Mr. Ostrowski? I get the best grades in class. I got voted class president. I want to be a lawyer.
Now, I want you to think about something that you can be. You're good with your hands, making things. People would give you work. I would myself. Why don't you become a carpenter? That That's a good profession for a color. Wasn't your pa a carpenter? Jesus was a carpenter. People like you as a person. You're doing real well. Remember what we said. Nothing succeeds like success. Let me hear it.
Nothing succeeds like success.
Right. As long as you're realistic.
All right. So as you can see, I feel every time I hear somebody say trade school, this is what I hear. Hey, now listen. Hold on. Let me get out of here because it's gonna start playing again. All right, but like I said, I'm not here to take up I'm not here to take up all of the time. I got some good people here that's going to join us. So I got my good friend Ed. Ed, we went to Southfield Latham together. He played football, and I guess he also says that.
Hey, I'm gonna drop out. Let me get back. Let me jump back in.
Oh, come on, man, get it together. We can't be in the middle of the show, but anyways, we got Ashanti here. So clearly, the trade school ain't got his computer working. It's the best we need to work for the program. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. We have to live with it. Maybe that. Here you go. He back quick. All right.
I'm sorry. Somebody had called me.
Have mercy, brother. Have mercy. I thought it was the trade school that had messed up your phone. All right, but we here. So, all right, like I said, Ed McKinney, and then we got Ashanti. Ashanti I went to Oakwood University with. And so who wants to start? Take it away.
Can I start, please?
Go ahead. I like to go ladies first, but we see maybe they didn't teach y'all no little social how to act in social gatherings down there.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ashanti. I don't mean to disrespect at all. Hey,
no, by all means. I defer to you. Please go ahead.
The reason why I want to interject early and go first is because I actually went to trade school outside of high school. I mean, I had an academic scholarship to the University of Toledo. I had athletic scholarships, but I took the trade route because my dad told me it was the best of both worlds. And I actually went to a very unique school called the Apprentice School in Newport News, Virginia, where we built nuclear-powered aircraft carriers and submarines for the Navy. So I did something, one, in my trade as a marine electrician, I did something that nobody that me and Tucson knows outside of people that went to school with me can say that they've done. All right. I was given a free education. I got paid to play football, and I ended up getting a free degree, because the misconception that you have with trade school is that there's no learning and there's no schooling. Nowhere that you go, they're not going to build upon your education. They're going to build on your education regardless.
I have a question for you real quick. So when you went to that trade school, did you go on an athletic scholarship?
How it's structured is no. You're actually working. I worked, and during work, I went to class, and at the end of work, I went to football practice and I played football. I played Division III football.
How much is the college? Like, say, for example, you're not working, you want to focus on that. Like, how much is that college? Because everybody's not coming in free. That's why I want to.
You don't have to play sport. No, it's free. You're working for. We work for a Fortune 500 company. It was called Northrop Grumman. Now it's Huntington Ingalls. It's like the number 2 or 3 defense contractor in the world.
Okay.
And they have a whole facility. And I dropped the link to the school. It's called the Apprentice School. I dropped the link to it in your inside of your forum.
No, I went to the website. But my question is, so there's absolutely no cost for anybody. Any kid from the hood can go to this school right now.
You can go there, but you're going to have to find your own housing. Like, you're going to have to get an apartment. But in 2005, I started off at $11.45 an hour.
Yes.
And that was good money in 2005, especially for an 18-year-old. All right, 2009, I finished at $22 an hour. And I purchased my first home at 21 years old with 760 credit score. So to tell me that you shouldn't encourage somebody to go to trade school is asinine, because at 21 years old, Tucson, what were you doing?
I think I was in college.
Right, but did you make any money? Like serious money, like a career type?
No, sir.
All right. Right now, did you get full academic scholarships?
No.
All right. So do you owe to college?
For sure.
All right. I have
Hold on.
No,
We
listen,
ain't
no,
got
no, no, no,
anything
no,
to
no,
do
no,
with
no, no,
me,
no.
brother.
I'll let you
Interview
finish
is
without
with
interjecting.
you. All right, but I will wrap up so we get to Ashanti. But I think we want to be very clear. He went to the Apprentice School, and how long did it take you to go there? How long was it?
It was a 4-year program.
Oh, so it was a 4 year. So you basically, it sounds like college to me, brother.
It's a trade school though.
So all right,
Trade
so
schools are
maybe I need to
structured.
make my argument more clear, and I'll come back to that. But let's jump into Ashanti. Go ahead, Ashanti. What you got for it?
Okay, so let me be abundantly clear. And I said this before I got on as well. I am not anti-college. Okay, let's make that first statement. I'm not anti-college.
Make it clear now. Make it plain and make it clear.
Okay, what I am is pro-choice. Now, for many students, college is not the best choice for them. So, trade school is a wonderful alternative option for those whom college may not be the best choice.
Traditional college.
Traditional college, yes. Traditional 4-year college may not be the best choice for many students. Now, when you talk about telling kids from the hood that, trade school is their best choice, trade school might be their best choice. Especially when you consider, number one, debt. Number two, the fact that they may not have developed the skills that are necessary to be successful in college, which incurs more debt, because then they go into college having to take these remedial classes, spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars taking remedial classes that don't count towards a degree. And you're taking you're paying to take high school over again. Whereas if you suggested to those students, hey, okay, look, we didn't develop all the skills that we needed to while we were here in high school. That's okay. Let's take a step in a different direction. Okay, let's try a trade school. Let's try community colleges, because some of your trade schools act in conjunction with community colleges. So you can't.
When you all suggest trade school, help me out with this. We all suggest trade school because there's different type of trade schools.
Yes.
So what my brother Ed was telling us was that he was basically at college for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a trade school.
He doesn't want to go to college. What I'm trying to figure out why.
So you're speaking on like a direct trade school, like if you go to Michigan Works and you go get certified to be a carpenter, is something that you're saying. But the thing that I'm saying about that, like my trade school is a college. So, but it's a strict trade school. But the thing that you got to understand is, like, if somebody goes and they take up a trade like becoming a welder, there's welders that make $100 an hour. There's welders that make $150 an hour in Tucson. You're a great guy, but you'll probably never make that hourly. You know what I'm saying? Unless you own your own business. I will probably never make that hourly unless I own my own business.
Bless your heart. Let me explain something to you, man. You know what I noticed is that people operate in extremes, right? You want to tell me the most extreme situation right here. You feel me?
No, because underground pipe welders right now make $100 an hour.
Let's talk about the kid from the hood that's going to be a welder. I know right now a kid from the hood that's a welder. He's unemployed.
If you know one right now that's a welder,
unemployed,
and if he tell him to go to RL Cool Set right now, and he can get a job and he can work on underground pipes.
Well, hope you listening. But and you know what I was talking to somebody about, because people say like, okay, absolutely, that all these individuals you can start with these jobs and you're gonna get paid all this money. And so I'm gonna address that, because I had to do my research on that, because the first thing people say is that all these individuals are making so much more money, which is not true. I'm gonna address that though. The second
money based on debt, money and debt is two different things.
Up in the morning and says, I want to go to a basement and clean out boo-boo that is 6 inches down there.
It's cleaning out that boo-boo, is keeping a roof over his head and putting his
why do we have to go?
He gonna wake up and do that.
Why we gotta go clean up? Why is that suggested?
Hey, Tucson.
He should go out there.
No, okay, see, now you're moving in two different areas now. Now
You're
you're
being
speaking
extreme.
racially.
That's
And no
what
one
he does, right?
No. All right. I'm gonna tell you something. All right. I worked at McDonald's in high school, right? Right on Northwestern and 13 mile, right?
Got you.
When I worked at that McDonald's, I had a guy that was working with me cleaning out the grease, and he had a degree in education from Tiffin University.
Okay.
So it doesn't mean just because you have a degree that you guarantee a job. So that's the biggest.
What's he doing?
Just because you have a degree, he was cleaning the grease.
What is he doing? I missed that part. What is he doing now?
He's working at McDonald's. I don't know what he does now, but he had his degree in education from Tiffin, and he was cleaning the grease at McDonald's. And he was 28, 30 years old.
Well, so
I was 16.
But I also think that we should take in consideration, because a lot of people, I heard that one. There's like, it's like somebody said they got tons of college grads working at Walmart. Hopefully they're their manager, because managers get paid a lot at Walmart. But one of the things I believe that should be addressed is that, of course, a college degree is not in place of you selling yourself as well. A lot of people don't know how to sell themselves. A lot of people don't have that effort. They might be good on paper, but they're not good at, hey, let's go knock out this interview. Let's go network. They just want the job. You feel me? So that's probably why a lot of people are not employed. But my problem is that the issue is, I'm not against these like garbage mans. I'm not against plumbing, but my problem is that now this is the first thing that is getting offered to these young black kids. Why can't we be offered? Why can't we succeed in college?
Because we're dying with debt, bro. We're dying with debt. My dad right now is almost 60 and he's still paying off college, bro. He's still paying off college.
Joe Biden, we need to be talking to Joe Biden about
Joe Biden ain't gonna save us, bro. It's not a president that's here to save us. It's not our country.
And Elizabeth Warren and Schumer, they also said they're pushing for 50,000. So a lot of us is going to do well. But let me explain something. Let me explain something very clearly. Like, everybody wants to go with the debt piece. We gotta, like, the debt piece is not everything. You know, it's basically, I see debt as an investment into yourself. And every college and every kid that comes from the hood is not going to go into debt going to college. What about
how they go get there? How they go get there?
So let me take it from a different standpoint, since you don't want to talk about the debt issue, which in the 21st century, that is a major thing for especially these newer Gen Zs that are coming up. Debt is going to be a big thing. So taking out debt, let's just talk about life in general. Many times, especially with our inner city youth, because I'm not going to say that they're all black, because that's also not the case. I'm going to say for our inner city youth, they may not have, again, I'm going to go back because I'm a teacher, so I'm going to go just straight skills. Again, a lot of our inner city youth do not have the skills. And I'm not talking just academics. I'm talking the personal skills as well. They do not have these skills present to be successful in college immediately after high school. Now, I'm not saying that those skills cannot be developed. My question to you is, why would I put a 18-year-old child, because that's what you are at 18, you're still a child, why would I put a 18-year-old child in a situation that I know that they are not prepared for, not only academically, but also socially, emotionally, financially? They're not prepared for. Not saying that they could not succeed, but why would I put them in a scenario where they may not be successful?
Are you talking about in college?
In college.
But you know what? It was so funny that you made that point, because I was literally about to make that point about the workforce. A lot of kids are not prepared to go into the workforce, and I've noticed that personally. And I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna be flat out with it how I feel. So I am through the mentoring program I do a mentoring program at a juvenile center, and I remember I had this guy come in like, hey man, I got this trade school. Come here, kids are gonna get jobs. And then when they get to the place, let me explain something. Let me explain to you what happens. The guys are, oh, you gotta be here for 4 to 8 weeks. You gotta train. You gotta come every day. We're not gonna pay you. And it's like the kid is like thinking, I gotta be here 8 weeks to train, and then they're not gonna pay me. They're not gonna do it. So I want to be very clear with that. Second is that it's not guaranteed that they'll do well in the workforce. What I like about college is that it prepares you for life. That's what you got. That's why you stay on the dorm. That's why the dorm has rules. That's why those different things, because they are preparing people, and you also are social. You have to connect with people, and you learn, you network. So college is not, people got this thing that college is all bad. And I also want to show you all something real quick that I need to, hold on one second. I share my screen again, but there's something I need to show you. The difference.
But Tucson, nobody is saying that college is bad. Nobody's saying that. But what I'm saying, the only thing that we're in opposition of is discouraging people from going to trade school. And none of this is your first option. You go with the best option for you. You got to have multiple options. Is really what we're saying. But to down somebody for what the job is, if the job pays and it takes care of a household, if I got to shovel shit and I'm getting paid $50, bro, I don't care.
Brother, you might not care, but some people might be like, hey, some people might want to tell their kid, hey, kid, they might feel a certain kind of way. I don't care about that either. I'll do it as well. But the point is, some people don't like it. For example, I remember with my grandfather. My grandfather was an electrician, and I'm telling you right now, my grandfather is a very successful man to me. It's great. Love it. Love the work. I remember I went with him 2 days, and I said, I'll go work at Chuck E. Cheese. I'm not.
Hey, but you're right though. It's not just like you're going to go to trade school, wake up the next day, and you're going to start making $150 an hour. That's not going to happen.
Exactly.
Anything that you do, you have to do work. But there's still education behind everything. There's education behind trade school too. You still got to know Ohm's law and all of those things that you learned in school. You still have to know about current and resistance and
people are dealing with, trade school's it, but it's not as cut and dry as that.
But there are jobs where you just go and be a helper. It's jobs where you go dig ditches. Well, and you might get paid $20 an hour to dig a ditch.
What I want to do you all right now is I did a comparison. I looked up a sheet. So hold on, let me show you all this, because
that's skewed because of your bias, though. That's skewed. Sure, that can be a skew. Sure. That can be a skew report because of your bias.
If you come up with one, we can show you.
And can I also say that the idea that trade school is only being pushed on our Black and brown children is also false.
Okay, hold that point. I wanted to address that in our last few minutes. Let me just go over this quick, real quick. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna have to take y'all off for a minute. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna have to take myself out. All right, this is not it. All right, so I'm trying to zoom into this. I might have to just read it to you all. Y'all gonna have to take my word for it. But I wanted to show you all something real quick about the comparison of the jobs. So that's what I want to show you all, because this is important stuff here, and I need to be able to make the screen. Oh, I see it. Let me see it here. All right, good, perfect. So let me show you all the comparison, because everybody talking about college. So let's talk about it. So this is jobs that require a bachelor's degree. Let's start there. Let's make it a little smaller so we can fit it all on the screen. I think y'all should be able to see it by now. Now, y'all pay attention, Shanti, and y'all pay attention. This is important. All right, so jobs that require a bachelor's degree: general manager, registered nurse, accounting. Now, so they say, basically what they're saying is that, I forgot the heading of it, but y'all just follow along. General manager, these are like some of the highest paid jobs, or not the highest. These are like some of the median paid jobs. General manager, 100,000, right? Expected openings per year, 210,000. Commercial truck driver, because that's one thing people run to. Drive a truck, be sleep all day on the road. Drive a truck all day so you can fall asleep. You see the truck all turned around. They push that now. So, but that pays $42,408 compared to a general manager. Registered nurse, nursing assistant, registered nurse 70,000, nursing assistant 27.5. These are your trade schools. Medical assistant 32. If you want to become an accountant though, that's 69K. Elementary school teacher, you know, they're not paying the teachers enough. That's not enough. But guess what? So I don't know where you get your numbers from. Your numbers got to be skewed, Sandra. I'm seeing them. It seems like they're a little skewed. But back to what I'm saying. Elementary school, hairdresser, 24,000. Software developer, 101. Auto mechanic, that is 39.5. Now let's continue on because I know some of y'all are like, well, that might not be right, or you know, there's apples and oranges, whatever, however y'all want to put it. You know, it doesn't matter to me. Chief executive, a job requiring a bachelor's degree, because this is the thing. This is another thing I see that, you know, we're not able to. People are like, oh, we're not able to move up because we don't have the education. We need the education to move up. We need the education to make changes. But I'm gonna bring them back for this. So chief executive, 183,000. Now these are big numbers because people's like, oh, if you become a welder, you can get paid. Chief executive, you get 183,000. That's the normal. 78,000 for electrical repair. Computer IT system managers, 139K. Fire supervisor captain, 76K. What else? It was something else I thought was just very interesting here. But y'all see the numbers. That's what I wanted to. I'm gonna bring it back my guest here. I'm bringing back my guest. Hold on for a second. Give me a second. We got to wrap up in a few minutes, but we're gonna bring back our guest. So tell me the numbers. The numbers don't lie.
No, they don't. And I'm happy that you brought that up because what you just did was very skewed, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Tell me why.
I'm gonna tell you why those numbers are skewed because every position that you listed is a upper level position. None of them you will get. No. Can I talk without? Can I talk without?
Upper level position.
Can I talk? Can I talk without interjection?
Go ahead.
No, I'm talking about the high numbers, Tucson. You're not going to get a CEO job fresh out of college. So you need to stop fooling the people and making them think that they can go to college and they're going to come out a CEO. It's not going to happen. You cannot come out a general manager. Can I talk? Can I talk?
You're not going to become a fire supervisor fresh out of college either.
No, what I'm trying to tell you, I'm a project manager, right? And for me to become a project manager, it took me going to college to progress to that position. Now, when I finished
a degree,
I have 3 degrees.
Okay. Well, you did say that. You did say so. How is that? So you're telling me in order to move up, you still do need that degree.
Listen to what I'm saying. 4 years in trade school, and I'm just going to speak for my time at trade school. My 4th year, I made $78,000. My 4th year, and this was 2009, I made $78,000 with no debt, but I worked overtime. But what I'm saying is those numbers that you pulled outside of RN, I can't see those jobs you will not get just fresh out of college. Those are jobs that you will get after having work experience. And that's one thing that you're not telling people is that you have to have work experience on top of that college to get those type of positions. Because the general manager, the only person over me right now is the general manager at my job. And to get that general manager's position, you have to work in different facets and be promoted. My general manager has been working there 20 years before he got the job as the GM.
Okay,
so that's not something that you're just going to go to Oakwood for 4 years and get that position.
I want to address that. We can't stay long on it. We got Ashanti. Go ahead. You had a point before we went to you was talking about the black, the racial type thing. So what was your point about that?
My point was that we can't forget that, or we can't start the notion that trade school is only being offered to Black guys in the hood, Black kids in the hood. That's not the case. It's being offered to everybody. So it's not only being offered to the Black kids, it's being offered to everybody. Now, are the students that take people up on that offer may in some areas be more Black kids? Sure. Again, but that they are the ones that take them up on the offer. It is offered to everyone. And I'm talking as a public school teacher who is taught in a few different public schools, that trade schools and vocational schools are offered to everyone. It is not something that's only offered to like a specific subset of kids.
Well,
It's offered to everyone.
all I can tell you is just based off experience. Based off experience, I've been seeing that people say, hey, you should try trade school. You should go to trade school. Don't worry about college or college. At college, you know, like somebody told me, I hate this phrase. College ain't for everybody.
It's not.
No.
Nah,
Yes.
it's not.
Hey, Ed, you just said you went to college. You did 4 years. You said you went to college.
I also had an academic scholarship. College was for me. I graduated with a 3.4 GPA. College was for me. It was for me. I chose not to go.
So who is it not for? Who is it not for, Ed? Who is it not for? So who is it not for?
College is not for the person that's going to be disciplined enough to succeed. If you're not ready for college, if you don't
not disciplined enough to succeed, they're going to be disciplined enough to succeed on a job.
I think it's
working. Responsibility is different.
I don't mind
responsibility and freedom is two different things. If your mom sends you off to college,
I want to be clear, Mark, because Mark said something. Telling them not to go to college isn't the best route, but giving them options doesn't hurt. So I want to be clear, Mark. I'm not telling people not to go. I'm not telling people don't give them the options. I for one, so I want y'all to be very clear. With my mentees, I give them all the options. I bring in people that for trade school, I bring in people that went to college. Of course, I love college because I feel like it just really changed me, but I don't just give them one option. And some kids will tell you like they want to go to trade school, but that's been put in their head like, oh, trade school. That's easier. That's simple.
Why does it have to be always be someone else's? Why can't they make their own decision? Like, I actually do want to go to trade school.
I know who they've been around. I know the type of people they've heard that trade school, you don't have to really go to school. And I
think it's foolish for people to discourage people to go to the military.
$100 an hour for a welder. So if a kid hear $100 an hour for a welder and then hear $100,000 for student loans, where are they going to decide? Oh, I want to be a welder all of a sudden. But that's not true because they're going to go in that position and then they're not going to get a position, or it's going to be longer than they expected and they're not going to be able to do it. So we need to be honest with every college. College is for everybody. I will not tell nobody that they cannot go to college.
Let's be honest. If you
as it does to go to college.
So my question to you is, when you say going to college, everybody go to college, right? So my other question is, are you pushing traditional 4-year college, or are you pushing community college and 4-year schools? What are you pushing when you say college is for everybody?
I'm saying that the same work ethic that you need for a job, it's the same work ethic that you need for college. And so I think people get intimidated because it's like it's more work, it's more stuff to do. But I'm telling you right now, as Simone said, people drop out of trade school just as fast as they do in college. Is that right?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't disagree with that.
That's a fact.
So my point is, I guess what we need to be clear on is that people, like, what are y'all saying? Like, people do that all the time. You know?
No, what we're talking about and where we started was that black kid in the hood, right?
Yes.
Who doesn't have much and doesn't have the resources. Once they go to college, what do they have? My brother is at Michigan State right now, and he has both my parents, me and my older brother, as a resource, right? But when it comes to himself having money and having finances, he's prideful. He doesn't just ask people for money. So it's tough for him. And he went to Detroit Renaissance. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, that kid who doesn't have parents like mine or don't have anybody, he don't have a resource when he can't eat. Tucson, if he don't have nobody to co-sign for a loan, he might not be able to go to college. Yeah. Imagine if he had a child. Or somebody to take care of. Going to trade school, he can get an education, he can make a living, and he can help his family. I would encourage him to do that.
The average college graduate still out-earns every other form of training. Do you agree with that? The average. Average.
Yes. You're
Average,
going to
yes.
at some point to elevate. You're going to need college at some point.
Well,
If you want more,
But
If you want
okay,
more,
but
that's how
again,
you
we're
frame
talking
it.
about straight out of high school. We're talking about straight out of high school. That's what we're saying. We're not saying later on down the line. We're talking about straight out of high school.
And Simone made another point. Also, sometimes people get trades and the manager has a degree and they have to listen to them or go to college after trade school. Because, like I said, if you're working at a position, so say for example, I go to Chrysler, and I know how it is because if I go to Chrysler and I'm straight out of college, you know how it is, Ed. A lot of people go to the factory, but guess what? There's people that's worked there for 30 years, and then some young person coming there and say, "Oh, I'm running this now because I got the degree to prove it." And so now this 60-year-old person,
yeah, but one thing that I can say,
30-year-old who has a college degree, who's definitely making more money than him, right?
That's true. No, but to me, it's a work smarter, work harder type of thing, right? Now, I got the degree, so I can elevate past working overtime because the thing that matters the most to me is time. It's not money. So I wanted a work-life balance. I didn't want to have to work 70, 80 hours a week to make the number that I wanted. So I went and got my degree and advanced my education so I can make myself, so I can improve my work-life balance. So that's what it did for me. So the education is needed for you to keep going up because you can only go so far without a degree. I mean, you're going to need a degree at some point if you're very ambitious. So I was ambitious, so I needed my degree.
Okay. Well, hey, we'll leave it at that.
I'll tell you this.
You're going to need a degree if you're ambitious, okay? So it sounds like Ed is agreeing to my point that go to college.
Unless you go get your own thing. But like you don't need a degree to be an owner-operator truck driver. Yeah. You don't need a degree for that.
I agree.
Here's what I'll tell you what I tell my kids.
I'll tell you what I tell my kids. The last word, Ashanti.
I'll tell you what I tell my kids all the time. No matter what you do, whether it be you go to trade school, you go to four-year college, you go to community college and get your associates, whatever you choose to do in your life, make sure that somewhere there is a piece of paper with your name on it that says you are certified to do whatever it is that you are doing. Mm-hmm. That at the end of all the days and all the discussions and whatever else, whether it be you have a 2-year degree or a 4-year degree, or you have 5 different certifications through your trade school or whatever, mechanic, master mechanic, whatever you want to do, make sure that there is a piece of paper with your name on it that says that you are certified to do whatever it is that you are in business to do. That is the end game. That is the end goal. That is it.
Okay. We'll let you have the last word. We definitely appreciate our guests today, Ed and Ashanti. We thank you all for joining the conversation. We will have more controversial conversations, but I definitely think it was good to have both sides on it tonight. We'll leave it at that. Thank you for joining the Good Night Show. Make sure you share our video. Be blessed.